no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. We on the show, spread fake news. We just call it broadcast. West Joey, Sam, Sean, Dalton. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he wants small fries. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. Jordy. Here he goes. This place is gonna.
If we set it and set it in stone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal hole. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a very impromptu podcast. I know what you're saying. Y'all normally go on Friday nights, but we announced that we weren't doing Friday nights anymore, and then we realized there's a couple things we need to talk about tonight. So we're back here on a Friday night. It's Skeleton Crew, as you can tell. Let me get Joey centered on the camera. There we go. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, and here's my co-host for the evening. It's the big little brother, Joe Wallman.
I'm acknowledging myself.
Yeah, go acknowledge yourself. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, send us your questions on social media. Check out the graphic below to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how to help support us monetarily. We do have 2 new features: YouTube subscriptions, which you can do that if you want to give on a monthly basis, or gifts, GIFTS, gifts. You can do that in the YouTube chat stream. There's certain benefits to that, and we'll talk more about that later. Check on the hit that thumbs up button while you're in here on YouTube. Make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can. It'll help us out more. Sponsor shout outs: Fitness Market, Four Pegs, Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, and Rally House. They're building a Planet Fitness over here by our house, which if I'd have known that about 8 months ago, I wouldn't have had to build a home gym. So shout out to them finally coming out to our area a little bit too late. I'll still be up there all the time. Let's go to the chat line. Fabian, what's up, guys? JB, what's up? What's up, fellas? Good evening, Friday the 13th. Absolutely. I forgot about that.
Noticed that till early, just a little bit ago.
Brian McGlasson is acknowledging Joey. Fabian says, go Cards, beat the C word. Hayden wants to know if we're going to get the Alabama quarterback, Ryan Williams. I haven't heard anything about that, so I would say that's probably at a heck no. Any questions y'all have, this is what we want to do. We want to give a little love to the volleyball team, talk a little bit about the men's basketball matchup tomorrow against the what I like to call the parking pass gang, and talk about some things we got coming up, including obviously our normal show on Sunday. But let's get a little bit, let's get going a little. So first off, get your questions. Again, it's going to be about a 30-minute show. So get your questions in. We'll answer them to the best of our ability, and we'll get rolling from there tomorrow at 5:15. Did you say on ESPN?
Yeah.
On ESPN. Louisville faces the Kentucky
Wildcats.
Yeah, whatever you want to call them. I don't really want to call them anything.
Kentucky Wildcats.
Absolutely. And Hayden's got another question. We'll go ahead and put that up on the board for us to see. With our little holiday background, you can see the Christmas lights and stuff. And some holiday font. Let's get into the the holiday spirit, because there's more than just Christmas. Let's get into the holiday spirit. They have a complete team. We have an incomplete team. When our team was whole, I felt like we were better than them. Now our team is not whole. It's going to take a perfect storm, I believe, for Louisville to pull this out. The line for this is 12 right now.
It moved down to 11.5.
Oh,
12.
And yes,
probably
get your
the right
predictions
number.
in here too. So ask any questions y'all have. Get your predictions in. Hold tight for us, and we'll get to them. And we'll answer all the questions as they come. But sorry, I have to do my once a show yawn. This fan. If y'all understood how hard this fan hit me and made me tired during the show, I know what you're saying. Well, don't turn the fan on. Well, then you would see me sweating my rear end off. So there's no happy medium here. But I think we'll do good on the boards. I think we'll do good otherwise. But man, I don't see a path to confidently. Now I can throw out my heart's telling me we're gonna get this, but my head is telling me, gosh, this is gonna be a real difficult game to win. Aaron Walker wants to know if Joey's coming back to the chat. He just got too busy at work and it was just blowing up. And I told him tonight, hey, there's a mute feature. He didn't know about the mute feature, so we don't know. We do blow up his chat all day long, and he's a manager of a warehouse, so it's very important for him to keep his peeps.
I don't get on a lot of social media really anymore.
No, he's not really a social media, not a talker, not a texter. Just TCB, takes care of business. I just don't see a way. I think here's the tricky thing about a 12-point favorite. We're either going to win or it's going to be more than 12 points. I don't see any route possible to it being within the 12 points. What do you think, Joey?
Honestly, I think it's going to be right at 12 points.
Okay.
I really do. Just kind of going by like the season averages, points for, points against for both teams, works out to about a 12-point difference, and that's probably why Vegas set it at 11.5. But I'm looking kind of like 85, 73. I mean, like you said, if we were at full strength, I think we win, and I think we're probably a couple points favored in this game. But with what we're missing, it's a tall task. Because look, whether you like them or not,
nope,
they're not playing bad.
Okay, I'll not allow that, but
I'm not saying anything really good about them. They're not playing that bad. So and to my knowledge, because I don't know, to my knowledge, I haven't heard of them missing any key pieces. So,
I think they did lose one guy, but we lost
4.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going in with the expectations that we're going to win, so that way that I'm not disappointed. 3 months ago, 2 months ago, a month ago, whatever, I was pretty excited about it and thought, we beat Clemson this year in football. We beat them in we beat UK in football. We're going to get this other monkey off our back, and then the other shoe drops, and probably not going to work out too well for us. But crazier things have happened. It is at the Yum.
No,
it's not.
Nope.
I thought it said.
No, we're in Corrupt Arena right now practicing.
Well, I seen Kentucky's name first on here, so
gotcha.
It usually says
the home team's normally on bottom.
Yeah, so all right, then 18 maybe then.
What?
It might be 18.
yeah. That's a hard atmosphere to play in. I was lucky enough, the only time I ever traveled to that smelly place for a Louisville Smurf Tucky game. Well, we went there for Monday Night Raw.
No, I'm talking about for U of L UK.
And I've been there for U of L NCAA tournament games they've had there.
There for a concert.
Yeah, I don't really like the smell of the city at all. But the only time I ever went down there, it was I want to say it was T's senior year, and we were really good. And they got up on us early, and then we took control at the half, and then we went up big and almost gave it away, but we were lucky enough to pull off the W. So I'm undefeated. I've never went to a game at UScan Field, but I'm undefeated at Corrupt Arena for that matchup. Fabian wants to know, will the Cards add a basketball player? Keep hearing about an overseas guy. I'll say this: they're trying. They're trying. It's not easy. It's not as easy as one would think to get an overseas guy, because you got to buy most of those out of their contracts, and that's just more money on top of the money you're going to give them. So I don't know. I would say I'm 30% chance or less that we add an overseas guy. Hayden, we'll get to that in a second. Phil says Louisville 77, UK 70.
Don't hate it.
Robbie says Louisville Ice Hockey is live. The producer for 93. Oh, you're talking about Bricky V. Absolutely, man. Shout out to Bricky V.
Dude, that commercial is hilarious.
What commercial?
He does a live read for one of the boner pills.
Oh my God.
And that's what he calls himself, Bricky V. Talks about boners and
my head's hurting.
Yeah.
Brian McGlasson says
Awesome.
Missouri had a quarterback hit the portal. Doesn't seem like a good thing has nothing, my opinion, has nothing to do.
Here's the thing. Was it their starter?
No, it was their backup.
Okay. I don't think Moss is going to Missouri to be a backup.
No. I don't know. Their starter may be already in the portal. I don't have that knowledge. Who steps up tomorrow for Louisville tomorrow? Well, tomorrow for Louisville tomorrow, the person I think.
Tom Rowe. Tomorrow for Tom Rowe.
Yeah. Well, Tom Rowe for Tom. It don't matter. Hayden, I think the person for us to win, the person that has to step up is Javon Hadley, because we know Edwards and Hepburn, they've got it in them. Hadley is the one that has to step up, in my opinion. Dwayne says, what about you, Joey? Who do you think steps up?
Well, I think it has to either be Hadley or Waterman.
Oh yeah, Waterman.
One of those two have to be on as well. Now, Rain Smith has got to be. You got to have Edwards, Hepburn. Rain Smith has got to be hitting his threes, but it's got to be Hadley or Waterman. We have to have somebody else. We have to have one of our bigs step up.
We might have to boot Hayden out of the chat, man. That's ugly, but we'll
God dang.
Robbie says y'all got to believe. Hayden's got us losing by 22. We're not that bad. Waterman finally finds a shot and we shoot good. Waterman's not like. Here's the thing about it. Waterman, in my opinion, just shouldn't have. There's been key moments that he shot the ball that he shouldn't have the ball to shoot it. Now he hits about 3 out of every 9 that he shoots, which is not bad. The problem is they're letting him shoot like 15, and with the 3 on the end not hitting like it should. So yeah, if that's probably a better point. If Waterman finds his shot, that's probably a better pick than Hadley, because if Waterman finds a shot and keeps rebounding and defending like he has, that'll put us in good shape.
Well, and he'll pull a defender out of the lane too. So, and he's a good passer. So kind of like, I don't want to say he's David Padgett, but you know how David Padgett would draw a defender,
the point center. Yeah,
right. So that could open up Edwards driving to the lane, which kind of makes me nervous a lot of times. But maybe even Chucky spot up threes for Rain.
Absolutely. Babu says, I love seeing us getting beef on the O-line. Love to get at least 4 more. Robbie says, next man up. We win by 10. Ooh, okay. We've already answered that, Hayden. A depleted roster, and we roll up and 7 players. Hayden says, Pat Kelsey is by far a better coach than Kenny Payne, for sure. James Gartland says, stay positive and go Card Nation. Good to see you there, James. Aaron says we need Waterman to step up. Fabian agrees with what Aaron said.
Or he's acknowledging me.
No, he's not doing that.
Yeah.
He's got to do something with the ball. The rest have to be consistent, says Aaron, for sure. Jeremy Lucas says, what's up, fam? What's up, fam? Mike Singleton says, what's up, 55? And Joey, what's up? I mean, he doesn't say and Joey, but I'm assuming he means Joey. And continue to put y'all's predictions, unless they're like Hayden's, in the group chat there, and we'll read them out. And so predictions for tomorrow, any questions y'all have, we'll be glad to answer them. We want to get to this next topic really, really quickly.
Before you go to
Before I go to it, Joey's got something to say.
let's get this clear. We're not being negative. It's just a matter of fact. We're depleted right now. Yeah. So I'm positive that I want them to win, and I'm positive that I think if, like Jeremy said earlier, the stars align, we can win. We're just down some important minutes and important pieces, especially Kayshawn, which just had surgery, I think, yesterday.
Skeet Davidson.
Yeah, Skeet Davidson.
Well, let's put it. This is how we'll do. If we pull off the victory, then on Sunday's show, we'll open up the show with Sean streaking around the neighborhood.
Oh God, no.
Okay, no, that's not good. We'll do something special though, something funny. We'll have Sean and Sam sing a duet.
Ebony and Ivory.
Something. We'll get them to do something. We're not going to play our sponsor package the show because it's not going to be that long of a show. But shout out to Collision Course, Fitness Market, Planet Fitness, Shoot 360, Four Pegs, Mossy Oak, Rally House, Collision Course, all of them. We appreciate.
I met one of the guys from Rally House today.
Yeah, D, that's our guy. Rico was the other guy out there, but he don't work there no more.
No, I seen D, and of course there was a lot of, like probably high school or college age
kids working.
Ladies there working. But
okay. I've not met any of them.
D was there and was real nice. Didn't know who I was at first.
But then you explained.
Yeah, he said, he, asked, did I need help find anything? I was like, I just came out here to check it out, and he kind of gave me a little bit of a look, and I was like, y'all know my brother, I'm pretty sure. I said, do the podcast. Oh, yeah, blah, blah. I said, so I needed to come out and check it out. Like, we talk about you every show, so I needed to come out and check out the facility.
Yeah, Lisa's the one that normally I work with out there, Lisa or D. That's the only two I really talk to.
So we had some listeners that had come in and mentioned the podcast. So shout out to the listeners. Yeah, and hopefully if we get enough listeners to come out there and spend money, maybe there'll be a Cardinal Sports Zone discount in the future. But they've got the best selection of big and tall U of L stuff. Now, if you cheer for that other team, which you shouldn't be in my podcast, if you do, they've also got a good selection of big and tall for them too. Man, they got Bengal stuff in there.
I know. Me and Lisa
they got the Western Kentucky stuff in there. I'm all right with that.
They got WKU. They got it's local stuff. Rally House, local stuff. They've got a selection of Louisville, Kentucky. I almost said something. No, almost said Kentucky something else.
Kentucky.
They've got IU.
I didn't see IU.
It's in the back, like behind the
probably
register.
It's probably behind the Kentucky. So it's like Louisville stuff on the left.
It's Louisville,
WKU,
Kentucky. IU is behind the Louisville stuff. It almost looks.
Not now. WKU is behind the Louisville stuff now. Just earlier when I was in there, it was Louisville. Like, say, if you walk in, Louisville stuff down the left, behind it in the back was WKU.
There's like a whole nother room.
I know. Like, that's what I'm saying. You walk back behind where the register is.
Yeah. And that's
WK
where the
stuff was back there.
And that's where the IU stuff and the Purdue stuff. It's all.
It's probably over to the right hand side
behind the Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what I was going.
Yeah. I talked to her the other day. She said something about, like, she keeps telling her bosses that they need more
Steelers stuff.
Lamar Jackson, Raven stuff, Steelers stuff, and Cowboys stuff, because those are the biggest fan bases in the city are the Cowboys, Steelers, Ravens. I guess there's a pretty good fair share of Bengals dudes out there too. So
probably not.
They probably.
I don't know why there would be.
Well, they're probably using.
They're probably Kentucky fans.
Nikki V's promo code that you were talking about?
Boner pills.
You just had to say it again.
Boner.
Yeah. Tomorrow night at 7:30, the Louisville volleyball team attempts to make the Final Four. They're in the Elite Eight trying to make the Final Four. They will play Stanford at 7:30. The Cards split 2 matches with Stanford this year, losing in Palo Alto, I think 3-2.
That was at the end of the season. We
Yeah.
beat them.
We
early
swept
in the
them, I
season.
believe,
Yeah.
here in Louisville, and then lost in 5 sets to them at Stanford. Going to be a great matchup. And then the winner of our region, surprise, surprise, will play the winner of Pittsburgh and another team that I'm not TOT, that other team. So
Same one.
it's I'll say this: out of all the programs we have, the volleyball team has been the most consistent. I think this is what did I see on Twitter earlier? I think this is our 6th straight Elite Eight.
I believe so.
Made a couple Final Fours in there.
I think if we make the Final Four again, it'll be our 3rd straight Final Four.
It could. It may be our 3rd straight. I'm not sure, but it's definitely, we've made the Final Four several times in the last 5 years. So it's been the most consistent program. DBK, man, she is a beast. She gets the right players transferring in. She gets the most effort out of the players she has here. If you watched the game against Purdue last night, Louisville looked like an absolute machine. Now, I don't ever tune in to the volleyball. If I'm not there, I cannot watch them at home because they always do bad until the deciding set. So we were up 2-0, and I turned it on yesterday, and the announcers were gushing about the volleyball team, talking about how how they were hammering, how they were smashing Purdue. And then I watched the 3rd set, and if it was the first 2 sets were anything like the 3rd, this Louisville team is ready to come out and make a mark. They have the unique opportunity to play in the postseason. We talked about this before the postseason. I don't know any sport, any time where a team has got to play the entire postseason at home. Now, we all know Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl in Tampa a couple of years ago. That was probably the only time I remember a championship, other than, the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup being decided at home. But unique opportunity this team is bringing in, or this coach is ready. I'm probably the most confident in all the coaches with Danny, because she's just proved it. Like, she's done everything that we were used to Jeff Walls doing years back, Dan McDonald doing, because they both had their time where they were the most consistent. Well, it's Danny's turn, and she's doing a great job.
Were we in the Final Four last year?
I don't know,
because we lost to Texas in 2022 in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you have the?
Yeah, I'm looking to try to get the 2023.
Sorry, didn't mean to do. Where is this? What I was looking for? It's horrible that we're both looking. Okay, 4th straight year Louisville is in the Elite Eight, and I think this will be the 5th out of the last 6 years, maybe even longer than that. I'm not sure. Joey will look that up. Again, we're shooting for a slightly shorter show, so we'll wrap this up here soon. Joey,
we weren't in it last year.
We weren't in the Final Four?
No, we lost in the Elite Eight last year. Okay. That's right. We lost, I believe it was Wisconsin.
Let's get back to the chat. Brian says if Waterman hits 2 threes early, he will be tagged with 3 fouls in the first half. Who was it earlier? Somebody had a really good comment earlier, and I accidentally skipped right over it. Somebody said something about one of the guys already had a foul called on him, and I can't find it. My bad. Where are we at? James Garland says What's up, 55 and Triple H? Dwayne says James Scott has to have a great game as well as rebound. Yeah, you're right, Dwayne, but him, I don't worry too much about him because he's doing what a good center, not a great center, but what a good center does. Grabs rebounds and is there for the scoop off at the end to finish at the rim. He has been very good at finishing off last second passes for dunks or layups and stuff. So James Scott does have to rebound, but he's been rebounding well when he needs to the whole year. Him and Waterman both have. James Gartland says streaking Higgy. No, thank you.
Truffle shuffle.
Jeremy Lucas says duet for the Dub. They're not here tonight, so they can't even defend themselves.
Nope.
So that's what's going to happen.
They don't anyway.
Babu says, I'm not going to give a score because I can't put U of L losing. My only prediction is either Hepburn or Scott will have 2 fouls by the first timeout. TV timeout. Probably true. Anthony Easton says, him and the Black Eyed Peas have something in common. He's got a feeling. We can't do that. We'll get copywritten for even singing. But you've got to take a Big Duke. Okay.
I was just changing the music too.
Oh, okay. I'm with it. Cards are winning this game. I just got a feeling. Absolutely. We love it. Trust me, I absolutely want to have a fill-in, for sure. So give us your predictions on that as well, on the volleyball game. Do we beat Stanford? Give us your Louisville and Park and Pass PPU.
We beat Stanford 3
prediction.
1.
I thought we swept them.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, that's your man.
And we beat Pittsburgh to make the championship game 2 years ago. So
right,
it's doable. And that year we had out of 6 or 7, whatever it is, players on the all conference team, we had 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
we had a deep team that year.
Giggity, we did. Again, you're here with us. It's a Friday night.
They were stacked.
Sorry about my hair. Just realized it was sticking out of the top of my hat. Whatever. Welcome. This is, once again, we're going to reset. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, with my brother, Joe Wallman. Remember, YouTube subscriptions, they are available. All you got to do is go to cardinalsportszone.com or youtube.com/Cardinal Sports Zone. And or just go to YouTube and type in at Cardinal Sports Zone. And it'll get you to where you can sign up to donate monthly to help us upgrade our equipment, do more shows. We are going to take a couple of weeks off. Do you think I should announce our special guest for over the break now or wait till Sunday?
Wait.
All right, we'll wait till Sunday. They also had this thing for YouTube called Gifts, GIFTS. Don't know how those work, but they're one time. If you don't want to do the monthly thing and you're like, man, this is really good stuff, let's give them a gift. Well, you can give us a gift and do other stuff as a one-time thing. Also, make sure you go to spencerstand.com. He has 3 different packages. It helps out with his NIL, but he is raising awareness for type 1 diabetic athletes. You can do a 1-hour virtual hangout. You can do for an 1-hour virtual hangout, and I believe it's $10.
I think it's 10, 20, and 50. 10 for the 1 hour.
And I think the practice and the game, the shoot around and the game,
50
are both 50. I think
it was 3 different price points.
It could be. But the second tier is you can go practice with Spencer up at the Cooper Center. Shout out to our guy Rick Cooper, and have a good time, hang out with them. It's for 2 hours, or you can do the ultimate game day package, which you get to go in with the team before the game, hang out after the game, get to sit in premium seats during the game, and it's only $50. Now they do only have limited dates left because people are scooping these up, but absolutely take advantage of that. Help them out, raising awareness for type 1 diabetic athletes. Also want to give a quick shout out to our cousin Samantha, who is a type 1 diabetic athlete of her own. everything went well. We asked for prayers for her last week. Everything went well with her condition, and everything's fine. So
Her husband's doing well as well.
absolutely.
Dano.
Jeremy Lucas and Mike Singleton are both predicting 3-1 big Cardinals, not the little one.
Yeah, that's why I said 2-3-1 tomorrow.
Yeah, so everybody's pretty much on the 3-1. I think this will be 3-0. I think Danny Busboom Kelly has got this team absolutely amped up at the right time.
Going to drop the bus
Gonna
boom.
drop the hammer.
The bus boom.
The
Can't say that either, probably.
what hammer?
There is a hammer.
Uh-oh.
I was talking about Daryl.
Oh, Daryl. Oh, no. I was just hammer. Uh-oh.
You can't touch that, dude.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure really quick that I give you all the right information on Spencer. That's my guy, man. He's a really good dude, and he wears the best number in the business.
He's 26.
No. If y'all have a second, listen, you all need to watch. Jamie Foxx just came back to life, and we're all happy about that, and just put out a Netflix special. You've got to watch it. It's one of the most unique specials I've ever watched. There's a lot of comedy in it, but he does a lot of retrospect of what happened to him while he was in the hospital. It was weird because like during you tune in wanting to laugh, and like part of it, if you've ever been through anything traumatic, it speaks to you because you're like, man, I felt like that too. It was
what happened to him? Did he sleep in baby oil?
No, but he does talk about Diddy in there, and it's great. Had a brain bleed and caused him to have a stroke.
Well, if he slipped in baby oil and hit his head on the floor, it would cause a brain bleed.
Well, that's true, but let's go. The one-on-one
I was trying to buy you time.
Yeah.
So,
2 hours for $50 is the workout. One-on-one workout with Spencer. 3 hours for $50 is the basketball game. The 1 hour hangout is $10. To nobody's surprise, I was correct.
Well, then you were wrong the first time because you said 10, 20, and 50.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I'll re-listen.
Okay, do that. Premium subscriber. Speaking of YouTube subscriptions, Robert Holt, thank you for your, he's one of the guys that helps keeps us running. Chucky smacks those boys tomorrow, Cards by 2.
Man, I hope he gets 7 steals.
I hope he gets back to his thievery ways. Anthony Easton with I'm shocked it's taken this long to get to this. How are you guys feeling about our chances to land?
Well, somebody said something about it with Missouri earlier.
Miller Moss. Well, yeah, but didn't ask me a question. Just was like, here's my thing. I talk to a lot of people, and this isn't me trying to tap myself on the back or pat myself on the shoulder or whatever you call it. I've talked to some people, some sauces, barbecue ranch and honey mustard, who feels like this is a situation where he's ours as long as we want to take some of his teammates. And it's in positions that we don't have any need for. Was talking to Dalton about this earlier, and he was like, to get Miller Moss, you take whoever they want you to take. And I don't disagree with that, because once you look in the quarterback, what do you want to the pool of quarterbacks available, there's a big drop off between Miller Moss and everybody else. So I feel, and these guys can just leave, right? And they can leave after the year, the first, just good.
What year is Miller Moss? Is he
that I don't know. That I'm not sure of. I got wild hair on top of my head is driving me nuts. So we'll see how that. I do believe that by the time we reconvene Sunday, that we will know where Miller Moss is going to be.
8 minutes ago, he's being talked about to Michigan as well.
Oh yeah, they've been talking about him to Michigan fans have been talking about it all week. But yeah, it seems like it's now, and who knows? Like in the day of NIL, somebody just comes and drops a big sack of money in your lap. I'm sure Western Kentucky could get Miller Moss if they wanted to. So you're never going to count anything out in this day and era of the NIL. So I want you all to here we go. Robert Holt. I hope Pierce lights it up in the bowl game and shows he is capable. I hope so too, man. I'm not very I don't know, man. I just don't know. While we're wrapping up, please give us your predictions for tomorrow if you haven't already in both volleyball and men's basketball. Also, don't forget if you're a wrestling fan, tomorrow night's the return of Saturday night's main event, 8:00. So you're gonna have a 5:15 start time for the basketball game. Then you go down to your basement and throw on. If you're like me, you've got 2 TVs in the basement. Throw volleyball on one, Saturday night main event on the other one. Get down, but yeah,
Cody Rhodes got a big
got a surprise.
Yeah.
You gave him a case the other night on TV. What was in it?
D's.
Okay, that checks out. Make sure while you're out there, support our fine photographers: Keith Russell, TJ Barr, Justin Kruger, and the senior photography supervisor and leading correspondent, being old AF, Jeff Nunn.
Papa Smurf.
Pop.
No, we can't call him Papa.
No. Pop, drop, and lock it probably. Finally getting his hats that we ordered him 2 months ago. He's getting them this week coming up because he's off from work. So thankfully, Wes, we still need to get you your hat too, man. So let's figure out a way to get together on that. Tune into the show Sundays, and we'll talk a little bit about more hats. Talk a little bit more about hats here in a second. Tune into the show Sundays at 1 p.m. Every Sunday at 1 p.m. Normally so we'll talk more about our schedule, our winter schedule on Sunday. But it will start after this Sunday. We'll give a couple weeks off of regular programming. We're going to have some special guests. I think Joey just fell asleep. I'm not sure.
Wait.
Okay. I'm tired myself. But tune into the show normally on Sundays at 1 p.m. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube to be alerted every time we go live, or Facebook. We prefer YouTube. You can find the audio version on over 125 different platforms: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, heart, plus, or whatever it is Sean is doing on Friday night at 10:30. Make sure you hit that button to get them automatically downloaded to your phone or PC. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, it's easy. Go back, check them out. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Hit the drop-down menu, hit podcast, hit CSZ Podcast for our new stuff, archives for the stuff pre-2013. Because we had that run on 93.9 for about 4 years, so we don't have any of that stuff. They kept it. Check out our exclusives as well. Shout out to everybody out there who's sharing the podcast. We appreciate you all. Love y'all for that. Don't forget, also shout out to our guys Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage doing the Lord's work from Monday through Friday from 10 to noon, most of the times, on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Shout out to our guys at the 502 Circle for putting that work in. We're seeing some commitments. Hopefully we get a Mikael Brown commitment, or a Tyran Stokes commitment, or a Gilbert Arenas' son commitment, or a Miller Moss commitment. Whatever we're doing, shout out to the 502 Circle for taking care of that. Around the ACC with DP is on hiatus till after the first of the year. As always on social media, you can find me at Jeremy_CSZ and Joey at JoeWallman526. Last words, Joey, for tonight.
Go Cards tomorrow.
Go Cards.
Go Cards and go Chelsea Green.
Go Cards. Go Cards. And go Saturday night's main event.
Chelsea Green.
And Chelsea Green. I'm not even going to attempt. And remember, If Louisville pulls this off tomorrow, Sean and Sam will sing a duet.
Something. They're doing something.
A 20-second duet on the show Sunday. For missing tonight.
The good thing is Sean don't listen to the podcast if he's not on it.
That's true. What a smug bastard.
Yeah. So he won't know.
Excuse my language.
He won't know.
You won't.
If he did know, he would come up with something he's got to do for somebody else. I can't be there Sunday, folks.
I got to shave my uncle's knuckles or something like that.
I'm going to go buy a puppy just so I can brush its teeth.
Something. My last words. I hope the Cards, wish them the best of luck. We will have some exciting news on Sunday about guests. We've got 3 or 4 guests lined up for the break. So those shows will be, we're going to try to bring them to you live. And if we can't bring them to you live, no, we can bring them all to you live. You just have to keep your notifications on. I want to tell them so badly who already have one, but I won't. And a special holiday offer for CSZ merch, some sweatshirts, some T-shirts, and some other hats that are going to be available over the next 2 weeks for the holidays. And I'm not going to say anything else. I don't want to give it away, but we're going to have a good deal with some special people going on the next 2 weeks for sure. You already gave your final words, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the chat and we'll close it up. Miller Moss will be a junior this season. Okay. So
I wasn't sure because I know he played. He had been at USC for 3 years. It said so. I wasn't sure.
Mike Singleton says anything on McHale. No. Wes Key says you knew I was watching.
Well,
I did.
You're at work.
I did, and your hat is in my car. So we need to figure out a time when you can pick that up. You're off tomorrow, right? Well, hit me up after the show, and we'll figure it out. Listen, we appreciate you guys as always. For Joey, for myself, for Sean, for Sam, for Higgy, for Wes, for Dalton.
Hit that fire outro.
All right, I'll do it. Just because you said. Don't mean I have to. Okay, I did. Again, thanks for everything. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for spending your Friday night with us. It's the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. We almost made